And my first job was a fairly good sized one, call it 28 years ago. And when I was done, I went and collected the money from my friend, and he paid me $22,000 in $100 bills. That was my first job I ever did. 22. I had a stack of wad of cash.
What's up, roofing fam? Welcome to one more show, Roofers Going Digital TV, where we present the latest trends and the leaders that are changing the path of the roofing industry. Now, before we start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment if you have any question for Paul or for me, and share so more people can benefit from this valuable information. Our guests are doing this only because they love what they do. We are not getting paid. He's not getting paid. He's just doing to help the community. Now, the guest that I have today, it's a special guest. He's a good friend that I'm gonna tell you the truth. He has become part of my family, of my closest roofing family, guys. Paul, welcome to the show, my man.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. So, I am.
No, thank you first of all, thank you for having me here in your office.
Yeah.
And from all the roofing community, I know they cannot tell you right now, but all the information that you're gonna say, and to the homeowners and custom builders community, because a lot of the topics that we are gonna talk today is not only for the roofing communities, for the luxury homeowners community. So
sounds good.
I think we are gonna help a lot of
sounds good.
A lot of people with this conversation. Now, Paul, we love to tell stories. We want to know who you are, how did you start in roofing, and tell us everything about that.
Oh, wow. I can go on talking for days.
Yes, go ahead, man.
No, my name is Paul Ramon. I'm with Ramon Roofing. I started this company in 1995, so been in business now for 28 years, and been very blessed to have a business been for that long. And so, I got into the roofing industry years ago, we're talking probably 32 years ago, in that range. I was actually working a summer job as a gopher for a roofing company. What does that mean? I would go pick up things for a roofing company. They needed pipe flashings, or they needed something, metal edging, or bundles of shingles, things like that. I would go pick them up and take it to them. And then sometimes I would help the crews. I would actually take bundles up on the roof, lay them down, and watch how they install the roof systems and all that during my summer job. And then it was terrible. I drove a old S10 I think they call them S10 pickup trucks, little small pickup truck, no air conditioning, windows wouldn't roll up. It was a terrible vehicle I drove the whole time. But I still stuck with it, and went with that summer job. And then I started back in college. I was going to school then. In fact, my major back then, I was actually at Tarrant County Junior College here in Fort Worth, Texas. And my degree was going to be criminal justice. I was going to be a police officer. That was my whole plan. And then, so I was still in school. And after school, I would still go help this company out and still run stuff to materials. And that was my part-time job as I went to school. And then, I started interviewing and so forth to be a police officer, and actually sending applications to the sheriff's department. And actually, once they started interviewing me and telling me how much I was going to get paid per year to be an officer, I decided, well, wait a minute here. I don't know if I want to become a police officer with this type of salary. I highly believe police officers need to be paid 5 times more than what they make now. Trust me. And that's my belief. And teachers too, by the way.
Yes.
And so teachers too. But no, that's what I did. And so then I decided at that point in time, with talking to a few people, that I'd start my roofing company. Okay. And so I got really lucky on one of my first jobs I ever did. I had a friend of mine's parents give me a call and they said they wanted me to replace the roof. Okay, and but I really hadn't started the company yet. I was about to get it going. And they knew that, and so they wanted. That was going to be my first job. So I go out there, look at everything, and of course I didn't even have a line of credit then. So I was, still struggling, trying to figure out how I was going to make the job happen. And so I went to one of my suppliers that I had a relationship with from going there so much and picking up material, and I asked for a line of credit. And of course the sales rep says to me, he said, "Man, you've got to pay me back, Paul. If you don't pay me back, I will lose my job. Please pay me back." And I said, "I promise you I will. Once I'm done with this job, I'll collect the money and I'll come here and pay you." So needless to say, I went and did the job, had the crew. The crew wasn't the problem. And my first job was a fairly good sized one, call it 28 years ago. And when I was done, I went and collected the money from my friend, and he paid me $22,000 in $100 bills. That was my first job I ever did. 22. I had a stack of wad of cash. And so, of course, the first thing I did, I paid off my crew.
Okay.
And then I went and paid off the supplier that gave me the line of credit. And I had about $4,000 to $5,000 left over in my pocket. And with that, I went down to the county courthouse, opened up a name certificate under Ramon Roofing, and hadn't looked back since. So anyhow, that was my first job. So there's how I really got into it, got the company going, and so forth. So there you go.
Hey, what roof type was that one?
I was an asphalt shingle roof. Actually, we tore a wood roof off, a wood roof, and we decked it, and we put an asphalt shingle roof on that house.
Okay. So Paul, there is 20 years behind your back in your 29 years of.
Like I said, I had the company now for 28 years.
28 years. Do you have any story that is like funny or like a nightmare that you had when you start? Every entrepreneur had like a really good one, or like that right now that you look at it and you say like, damn, how like that's.
Yeah. No, I guess a story that I can really recall is being broke all the time. And always struggling. The first few years were very, very much a struggle just to pay the bills. And I was very fortunate though, because I didn't have a family. I was young, and it was a little easy for me to take that risk. But one of I wouldn't say funny, but in some ways it is, because I was always trying to figure out how I was going to pay these bills and what I was doing. And so I decided that I was going to go in the corporate world, and got really. I went to my parents, went to my mom, and sat down with her and my mother, and she just sat there, and the encouragements that I got from her, she goes, you got to do it. You got to go out there and you got to continue to work at it. Keep at it. You don't want to go work in the corporate world. They're going to own you there. They're going to tell you everything you want, and they're going to boss you around, and you don't like that. And so she really got into me like that. And then I talked to another mentor of mine, and he told me the exact same thing.
Okay.
The corporate world is going to own you and everything. So needless to say, I did not go into the corporate world, and I actually was going to sell mortgages, what I was going to do, but ended up sticking with my company, and was very happy that I did that. I made that decision. But there were some funny things that were said in there for me to make that decision though too. So,
I feel you, man. I feel you. Entrepreneurship is not an easy thing, and the first year probably there was a lot of challenges there.
Right.
Now, Paul, 28 years from that phase. Where are you right now? What do you do in Ramon Roofing right now? Because I know you, but
sure.
Can you tell our audience what do you do?
Well, I've grown this company now to what it is today, and we specialize in tile, slate, and metal roof systems. We do a lot of luxury homes, a lot of high-end homes, with a lot of expensive roofs. Okay. I have built this company around that. We're very proud that we have our own sheet metal shop. We custom fabricate all of our own our sheet metal work here, and really nice carpet work, things that we do with our jobs. And we import and sell tile and slate from all over the world. It's not uncommon for us to even salvage a lot of slates off roofs and reuse them, recycle them. This is a company that we've built around. I do like telling one other story about how that really happened. People always ask this question, like I'm going to ask a question to you. Now, people have asked me or said this: how did you get into the tile and slate section of business?
Yes.
And back in a long time ago, 28 years ago, 25 years ago, we used to advertise in the Yellow Pages. And so I had a little ad in there, and so that's my little bitty ad. And I got a phone call from a lady one time, and she says, I I need you to come look at my tile roof. I got a roof leak. And I told her, I said, I don't know anything about a tile roof. She goes, you and everybody else in town. And I said, well, wait a minute here. You said me and everybody else in town? She goes, I've called 15 other roofing companies and nobody will come look at my tile roof. I told her, you know what? I'll go look at it. Let me see what's going on. I will go check it out, see what's up. So I did. It looked very simple to fix, but I still wasn't going to attempt to do anything unless I had somebody to help me guide me through it. And I made some more phone calls through people I know in the industry, and I got in touch with an installer. Installer met me over there, and just as I thought, it was going to be an easy repair, and it was. And we fixed it. We got the tile, fixed everything up. Then I sent her a bill. I went over to pick up a check, and she says, I asked her again. I said, did you really call 15 roofing companies? She says, I did. I promise you I did. And I couldn't get anybody to come look at my roof. Mm-hmm. And it went off in my head at that point in time that I was going to get really, really, really good at one aspect of my industry. Uh-huh. And I immersed myself into knowing how to install tiles and slate. And now we do a lot of metal too, but it's because it all kind of intertwines with one another. But yeah, that's how it all happened. So there you go.
Hey fam, what Paul did in that time is called intuition. Like in life, situations are going to happen to you and there are going to be opportunities that life is not going to tell you that they are there. You need to start understanding what is happening, analyzing everything and see those opportunities, because that is what's going to get you to the next level or like differentiating yourself. So right now, Paul, that we are like, you are with this differentiator, right now, do you think it's a big difference? How can I say it? Do you see that there is an advantage of being different between all the?
100%. My competition goes next to zero. I compete against some people, guys. Don't get me wrong, but we're friends with one another, mm-hmm. and we communicate with each other in a lot of positive ways. And so, when it comes to the higher end luxury types of roof systems or tile, slate, and metal, first off, you got to know what you're doing to install. It's real important. Yes. I mean, it's not like putting on an asphalt shingle roof. Yes. So there's a lot of expertise, knowledge that comes with that. And we were able, like I said, to build my company around that. And so the advantages is that people trust what we do, and people trust what we sell. People believe in what we sell because we know what we're talking about. Okay. And so we're able to get that point across in a very professional manner because this is what we do. We do it every day. Yes. And I can prove it. Yes. I have the proof all around here. Mm-hmm. And I've got it in my yards. I've got it in my sheet metal shop. I've got it everywhere. And the equipment that we have and all that stuff. So, there is advantages of having that difference from other roofing companies. That we specialize in what we specialize in, and we've taken down that track, and we've gotten to be known for that. That's what we're known for, and it's what we do, and people know us for that. So. Yes,
yeah, it's I think that's a secret to success right now in this economy is to be different. Fam, you need to be different. Right now, the markets are so competitive that you need to be the specialist, and that's what they are doing, and that's why they are so successful. Paul, before I continue, were you going to say something? No. Paul, we are talking about specializations and the benefits. What are all these awards and articles that we have? Fam, you cannot see it, but there is a room full of articles and awards. How do you get all these?
Wow, we do quality work. We're very proud of what we do, and my whole team is. And so we work very hard in order to make sure that we can achieve awards like this that are giving out. We've won multiple awards, as you can see, and I've done some really nice projects here with Fort Worth Magazine. They always have chosen us many years in the past to roof their dream homes. There's organizations that give us awards, like the North Texas Roofing Contractor Association gives out awards annually, and we typically almost win one every year. But we're in this community, and we believe in the community, and they believe in us, and we've gained that support, and we're very proud of some of these projects that we have roofed here in Fort Worth. Let's call it the Dallas-Fort Worth market, and we're like I said, we're proud. And it shows, and then it shows that the people out here vote for us to be best roofing contractor in Fort Worth. We've got several of those awards, best of, there's several of them up here that say that, voted in as best roofing contractor. And, we get support from the community and we just love being there. It's a great place to have a business.
Fam, one recommendation. If you are a homeowner or a custom builder that is looking for a contractor, for a roofing contractor that is specialized in a type of roof, ask them for their awards and articles. It's super important. When someone has something like this, that is going to give you the gain. Make sure that they are going to make your life easier. So Paul, you are really close to the community. I feel that everybody knows you in Fort Worth. How important is to participate with the community? How important and how do you do it, man?
Well, it's important to participate both in the community and the industry.
Yeah. Okay.
Right? So they're kind of intertwined with one another.
Okay.
In a lot of ways.
Both communities.
Yes, both. You've got two different communities, but you need, with how they intertwine and how they do. A good reputation is always great to have. And we've built a great reputation, and that's about service, about being committed to making sure that we do the right job, the right installations, and then there's always how we develop relationships throughout. Let's just talk about my life here in Fort Worth. I mean, there's so many relationships that I've developed that I've cherished, and we all help each other out in so many different ways. Like I know a gentleman here, Hiley Mazda and Buick GMC. Like for instance, Jason Hiley we're great friends. I do all the roofing for his family. Well, I buy all my trucks from him. How we do that, the community, how we share together like that. And there's a lot of people that we do business that way. We help and support each other in so many different ways. And that's just one example. And then when it gets to the community of the roofing industry, showing support for other contractors, they're trying to do it the right way. Because there was me when I first started.
Okay.
I didn't have that type of support in some ways. I didn't know who to turn to sometimes. And some of these organizations that I'm very involved in give you an opportunity to really stand out and help other contractors out, which I firmly believe in. Yes. Because none of us know it all, and I'm still learning to this day. Okay, and that doesn't stop either. But what I'm getting at with getting with these other contractors and how we get together and how we communicate, and there's a lot of moments where a contractor is looking for, hey, I got this roof that I know I can do. It's a tile roof, but I don't know how to do it. I really don't trust anybody but you. Can we go 50-50 partnership? Mm-hmm. And do that? We do it all the time. And so we partner up with our contractors and we help them out, get the job done, and everybody's happy, and contractors happy, the homeowners happy, and it just goes across the board sometimes. So that comes across really well. So there you go.
And all that ends in the community, in the homeowners community,
right? Because
you are building all that to the homeowner community. Paul, you said something that you got me thinking. Reputation, fam, your reputation. Yes, specializing is the key for success, for sure, in this economy. Now, be careful that if you do something wrong, or if you are trying to scam people, or if you're a crook, once you people start knowing your bad reputation, it's gone, guys. Because it's not like now I'm gonna look like you. It's roofing, and it's that industry, that niche. And once you damage your name, or you put a bad reputation to your name, it's gone. That's why it is really important. Paul, I see a lot of contractors that they do a bad job, man, and they disappear.
They disappear. They don't, hey, I always say this too. Look, ain't none of us perfect. None of us are perfect.
Okay, yes.
I've made mistakes.
Yes.
And heck yeah, I've made them. And have I had to replace a roof? Heck yeah, I have.
Yes.
Have I have to go back and warranty stuff that we screwed up? Heck yeah, we have. But you lick your wounds. You just go, hey, it happened. Fix it. Take care of it. I promise you one thing. If you do that, that client will go and tell other people, hey, he made a mistake. Mm-hmm. But you know what he did? Mm-hmm. He came back and fixed it. Mm-hmm. He came back and didn't give me no feedback, nothing. Just said, hey, we made a mistake, and we fixed it, and he just fixed it, and didn't cost me any extra, and he was true to his word, true to his warranty, his workmanship warranty, and that goes a long way with a lot of people, and people remember stuff like that, and they do, and they do, and they will tell other friends, and that's why it could be a negative, but then how it can work too in a positive way, because I did something negative or screwed something up, but then yet I did the right thing, and that goes a long ways to a lot of people, so it does.
Fam, I hope you heard that, because that's, I think, one of the opportunities that we have in our community, that they make a mistake. That is normal. Life is made of mistakes and challenges, but if you are not there to fix them, you are not it's gonna be really difficult and everything is gonna be messed up. Right now, with all this bad reputation that we have in our industry, what recommendations can you give a homeowner or a custom builder that right now there is a lot of storm in the areas.
Right.
We are in storm season. Right. There is a lot of storm chasers, companies, families, and this. There is a lot of companies that they are gonna come to your door, that they are not local, that they don't have these awards, and they want your job, they want your roof. What recommendation can you give the homeowners community and custom builders that receive this type of calls from people that are not the best?
Yeah, no, and they get bombarded. Especially in these hailstorms. We just had some pretty good sized hailstorms recently, and you go to these neighborhoods, and there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people door knocking, and of course they're getting phone calls, and they're just infiltrating this whole area full of damage, right? Well, one of the most important thing I think a homeowner should do is just do their due diligence.
Okay.
Really vet these people out. Do the due diligence. Make sure where are they at? Where did you come? Where is your office? Do you have a real office? And it's okay, guys. I know people work out of their homes, and I'm not knocking that. You can do that. And if you have a group home office, fine. But some place of business where you can be found, not a PO box, a true address where they can at least find you. And do your due diligence. One thing I'm real proud about, or even I think that it could help out homeowners, is we're members of the Roofing Contractor Association of Texas. We're members of the North Texas Roofing Contractors Association, and we're members of the Midwest Roofing Contractor Association. Now, like the North Texas Roofing Contractor Association and RCAT, which is a statewide organization, in order for you to become a member of these organizations, you got to carry insurance. They're going to vet you out. You can't have a criminal record. You can't. So they kind of really do all that homework for you. And if you just go to them, and you can just go to their website, you can get a list of great contractors that have been vetted out and can be found through these organizations. There's so many other stuff you can do too on just during the process. Let's say the claim is, and you're finished with the roof, and you got to pay the contractor. So the homeowner's got to write a check to the contractor. Well, if I was a homeowner, there's certain things I would want before I wrote the check. One of the most important things I would want is a lien release. Lien release that you paid that the laborers were paid, and lien release that the material's been paid. Okay, and you can ask for that, and we provide those along with a written warranty, and we'll have it all written out of when it starts and what it includes and what it doesn't include. It is written out to that specific house.
Okay.
And so it's real important that that you get these documents and that you get lien releases to make sure these contractors have paid their people. Because if not, then those people who hadn't been paid can come and lien your home, and they could file a lien on your house and cause you a lot of problems and headaches later on down the road. So it's something really important to think about. About if you're going to be doing contracting with a roofing contractor. So
that's great, fam. Look for these associations, RCAT and North Texas Roofing Contractor Association and MRCA,
which is Midwest, yeah.
Midwest Roofing Contractor Association. Make sure to ask them. Even you can go, if you don't trust a contractor, even you can go with these associations. You are protected as a consumer and as a homeowner. We don't want you to have a roofing contractor nightmare. Or even if you call Paul, ask for an advice. Sure. And he will help you, and I bet he will.
A lot of times people call and I'll say, hey, get 3 bids, get more bids, but here are the guys I want you to get them from. But these guys do good work. Yeah. I know they're going to be honest, great, and they're all going to be members of RCAT or NTRCA, and there's some great contractors out there, guys, some good ones, but there's a lot of bad ones. A lot of bad ones, all right?
Yes.
You just really got to watch what you're doing and make sure, you know, they're going to be around later on. Like if you have a problem, and they're going to be around to assist you or help you. So anyhow, really important.
Yes, that's super important. Now, Paul, you have a big company. You have probably 20, 30 employees. You have your field installers. How do you make sure? I know you are a person that you can trust that everything he's gonna do everything okay. But how do you make sure your installers they keep all that quality in the installations and the craftsmanship? Because I think that's one of the big challenges. You can have the best company, but your team is not doing a great job. How do you do that?
We keep an eye on it. I do have project managers for each and every job that we do.
Okay.
And something that's just part of what we do as a team here at Ramon Roofing. So when we go do a job, you know, we may have a salesman that sells it, but then we have a project manager that really manages that project.
Two different positions.
Two different positions. So, and don't get me wrong, a lot of times a sales guy will maybe help in some ways with the project manager, but it's up to that project manager to really get that job going all the way through and through the finish line and with no issues and so forth. One thing what these project managers do is we just intensive training, always training, never stop, and then sometimes it's even repetitive training. Like we might have taken that class 2 years ago or done some of that same exact training. Well, guess what? We're going to do it again because you might have forgotten something. You might have, you know, things can, and you can always get better. You might have catch something better the second time than the first time. Yeah. Or, you know, let's say you've been working now for a whole year doing, you know, project managing, and then you go back to that class again and go, whoa, wait a minute. I didn't realize, now I know I've learned more out here in the field, and now I can gather even more in the second time I'm going to the class, or maybe the third time I've gone to that class. So, you know, a lot of these classes we do send the guys to, and try to get them, you know, understand to stay on top of stuff. And things change. Things do change. And we've over the years, I tell people this: we've gotten better as a roofing company, and we roof better than we did, you know, 20 years ago. We roof better than we did 10 years ago in a lot of different ways. And we've learned some through some mistakes or some things that have changed basically. And you know, climate change has happened. And that's another thing that you got to think about too, and how these storms are coming in these days, and how intense they can be, and some of these application procedures that need to be thought about the way it is now, not like it was 15 or 20 years ago. It's different. It has just changed. So that's how we do it. And the guys that are on the roofs and doing the installation, same thing. We make sure that they're trained and that they're on top of stuff. And we're very blessed to have some great installers that have been with us for decades, and we keep them busy, and they stay around, and we have a great atmosphere here, a great culture that we make sure that we keep everybody happy and that we all thrive together. And it's not all about me; it's about all of us. And I really do stress that, and it's really important that that's it is. And we're all blessed by this company, and everyone knows that, and we really enjoy it. And so I like it that I have a good culture that my team understands that too.
Nice, yeah. Nice. Hey, Paul, so I have a situation. I receive a lot of contractors that they come, most of them are Hispanics. They come and tell me like, dude, I have been 30 years in the market. My business is going down. Like, there is no jobs. I know there is jobs. Some situation is because they are not evolving. But the other situation is because they say like, no, I don't have anything to learn. I have been in the market for 30 years and I know everything. There is two different situations. You just said it, but do you keep training yourself after 28 years?
No.
Is it important for the community?
I do a lot of stuff actually. I find, and you know what, there's a lot of advice, a lot of great information online too. But there are some great books that I continue to read about roofing. There are many people that I continue to talk to about roofing.
Okay.
Like roof consultants. That, there are moments where it happens to me, or I'm a little nervous about how this whole roof's going to be put together, and I may have to call a roof consultant out, and that I trust and know. And he comes up with, and a lot of times we both come with an ideas to build something together. But yes, there's a lot of things that I continue to do in order to improve myself as a better installer, and heck, as a better person, as a better individual, as a better leader, as a better owner. And there's a lot of things that comes with always trying to learn and do better. And everything continues to evolve. It doesn't stay consistent, and it's going to. And you got to be ahead of that curve before you're behind it. You get behind it, then you end up with, like gentleman, you said, hey, why I don't get no work? I've been doing this for 30 years. Well, it's got to be something that you're doing wrong.
Yes.
So 100%.
For sure. Oh yeah, like they want to do the same thing as they were doing it before. It's like, no, man, the market is changing. You have a lot of competitors that they are coming with these new trends like technology, like digital marketing, and like a lot of and even preparing themselves, the client preparing themselves. The client is getting smarter.
Yep. There's a lot they can go and read online these days, and it's not uncommon for us to find a client now that sometimes I go, man, you know so much about this, I should hire you as the roofer.
Yeah.
And that does happen.
Yeah.
And they are. There's so much out there they can learn. And I actually like a client like that. I like an educated client like that. I thrive on that because I go, man, because they understand where I'm coming from.
Yes.
And they understand how I'm selling it or how my company's presenting it to them, because they've actually taken the time to really do the research and know about a certain product or certain application procedures and all those type of things. But yeah, there's a wide variety of vast of information out there now than there was even 10 years ago or 20. I mean, like I said, it just keeps evolving. It keeps evolving. So.
Yes, fam, you always need to keep preparing yourself and keep training and keep focusing on yourself before you want a big business or like I want to make a lot of money. Man, it's not like that. You need to be ready to go to that stage. Now, Paul, changing a little bit the subject. Something that I'm seeing in the roofing industry, you said it before, is like the climate and the weather is changing. We have more storms. There is a lot of storm chasers. There is a lot of replacement with the normal asphalt shingle roofs. That even those there is new roof that there are contractors that they just want to change it. How is the luxury roofing industry is helping that cause of like environmentally friendly and like help you? Because what I see is like a lot of luxury roof, you don't have like even if you have a hailstorm, you don't have to change it every time. Like what do you think about that, and what's the difference between these two?
When it comes to a lot of these roof systems, they're actually pretty resilient to wind and hail. And so, it's not uncommon for us to, maybe there might be, let's just call it, let's say you have 100 square roof, okay, 100 squares, and maybe you have 100 broken tiles. You can go replace those tiles. You can simply take them out, put a new one in, and be done with the repair, and, charge it and go on down the road. Unfortunately, you do see a lot of contractors, they will turn it in as an insurance claim. And they'll tell the homeowner, oh, your roof's totaled out, we got to replace your roof no matter what. And it's not uncommon for us to come in after this has been done by other roofing companies for us to even assist the insurance company to determine if that really needs to happen. We built up so much trust within the roofing industry also because of we're professionals, we act right. We know when to turn in the right claim and when not to. And so it's not uncommon for us to come in, and we'll simply tell the insurance company or them that this can be repaired, and we'll repair it. But there are moments though, guys, it's got extensive damage and you can't. And I will tell people, no, you got to take it off. It's got to be redone. And there's other things you can do when you take these roofs off. A lot of times you don't have to go buy a whole brand new roof system. It's not uncommon for us to take off a slate roof system, salvage that slate roof system, bring in some newer slates, or maybe find another salvage yard that has the same color slate. We'll blend it in and put that exact same roof back on the house, and but we'll replace all the underlayments, all the roofing components, all the metal edging valleys, and all that type of stuff will be replaced. But it's really neat that you can take a roof off, put it to the side, fix it all up, and then put the exact same roof back up there. And very little waste goes to the dump. And so instead of taking everything off and filling up your landfills, and there are moments I see people, I get called a lot where they're taking off a certain type of tile roof system and they're just throwing it in a dumpster. And so I've had this happen many times. People call me up and go, hey, they're throwing this tile roof away. I just see them doing it. I'll drive over there and see what it is, and I'll just offer them some money. They'll go, you'll buy it from us? I go, heck yeah, I'll buy it from you. And I'll take it off. I'll even take it off for you. And everything, really? And they're like, they don't even know about it. That's just because a lot of contractors flat out don't have this knowledge of really what they're doing and how they're installing and what the value of these roofs are. To them, it's all about just take it off, throw it away. Let's do it. And you don't have to do that all the time. Not with tile or slate. That's the truth.
Yeah, yes.
And if you're doing a metal roof, what's really nice about a metal roof, you take one off, all that stuff you take off, you can go recycle it. 100%. We do it every time.
Yeah.
We do it every time.
That's why one of the reasons I like luxury roofing, because there is not that much waste, or you can reuse them with all your projects that you are doing, and you tell me that those stories that you are reusing the product. That's great.
Right.
Do you think that without replacing the roof so much, do you think a luxury roof or a metal roof can be cheaper in the long-term game?
100%. There are many roof systems up here that I know here in Fort Worth, at least here in this town, that have been on houses for 80, 100 years easily. Have they been repaired? Yes, they have. But they can last that long. If you take care of them and you watch them and make sure you maintenance your roof, you really should maintenance your whole house all the time. A lot of people forget to do that simply.
Okay.
But if you maintain your roof, you may have to do simple repairs and it'll last. They'll last 100 years. They're designed to last that long. So the longevity of a roof like that can really outlast where these asphalt shingle roofs are being replaced almost every 8 to 10 years. Just about. It's about how long you're going to get out of an asphalt shingle roof these days. But you'll get a lot more out of a tile or slate roof or even a metal roof.
Hey, that's super important, because a lot of people or homeowners or even custom builders, they are thinking in the short term goals, or I only have this money. But fam, you need to think in the long term goal, because this is a really important topic that everyone out there should know about it. Should know that your luxury roofing, your metal roofing, tile, slate is gonna last longer than a shingle roof.
Yeah, it's not uncommon. There's some shingle roofs that I know if I've replaced them 2 or 3 times. Guess what? They could have had a metal roof. They could have had a tile roof, a slate roof for that cost at that moment, and then. So they've paid all that money over time, or insurance has, or somebody's paid it, right? And so, and then you get to that point. Well, I've done this 3 times. Well, heck, I could have had a one-time roof and been done with it, and not go through all the headaches and the trouble and all the mess and all the things you got to go through replacing those type of roof systems. So anyhow.
Yeah, that's super important. Paul, we are coming to the end. Or fam, before we start with the conclusion, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Share so more people can benefit from this information. I think it is super important, everything what Paul is saying. Like, everybody needs to know this about the waste, about how you need to take care of your customers. If you are a roofer, if you are a homeowner, what do you need to ask your contractor? Now, Paul, where do you see yourself in 10, 15 years, man? I want to know, because I know you are just going up and up, and this is not going to stop.
I know we're going up and up, and then hey, there are some things I believe in, me as a person, and as an individual, and as my company too. Our sales are the highest they've ever been right now. The first 6 months here of the year, our sales are up. Well, I was just looking at the numbers a while ago. Our sales are up by 38%, and so right now. This time last year we sold 4 million, and you got to let everybody know when this interview started. I'm talking about from January of this year till July, so basically half the year now. And so our sales last year were 4 million, and right now we're at 5.5 million. Okay, so another 1.5 million more up to this point, which is awesome, which is great. Nice. There is a limit that I do want to stop out.
Okay.
Okay, I like being in certain ranges. Because I'm going to tell you the truth, for me it's all about quality, and it's all about keeping our customers happy. And I think when people try to do too much, then they get themselves in trouble. I like keeping it under control, where I can really control it, and then I think about employees too, about how they're working and making sure that they're okay. They're not overwhelmed, and then and as you well know, this day and age it's getting tougher to hire good quality employees that actually care and really care about and want to work too at the end of the day. But so what we like to do is make sure that with the company that everybody's happy, we're great, And you asked the question if would I see myself in 10 years or 15 years from now? I'd like to see this company maybe thriving, but me taking some more roles back, which I have been lately, and even more and more. I do see myself here in about 5 to 10 years of really kind of working mostly remotely, maybe.
Okay.
Being able to have all of my people here that will still be here working and making sure things are running fine. And then, basically I do want to retire, and I do. I want to have this company either, maybe because there's some family members that do work here, or maybe they take over and run it for me. Maybe they buy it from me. Maybe I sell it to one of my key employees or several key employees. I don't know that part yet.
Okay.
But there is. I do want to be stepping back later on. I do, as I step back, I do want to continue to. I do a lot of teaching and training for the industry, and I want to continue to do that and help out.
Giving to the community.
Yeah. So I do want to continue to do that and help out as much as I can. Probably doing some more consulting work also.
Okay.
Yeah,
I love it.
Some more of that. But yeah, that's what I see myself in 10 years. I'm 52 now, so that puts me at 62ish, and really I'm going to be backing up then. So I've been doing a lot of backing up. But I'm sure this company I know it's going to be strong and going. But everybody has their roles and their positions here, and how they all intertwine, how they work together to be successful. And all their success has helped me be successful in giving back to the community and to the industry by helping and teaching and so forth. So,
nice. Hey, come with me for making that goal possible of retiring yourself. I'm gonna help you to run this company, and you are in Cancun, man.
All right, we'll make that happen.
So, Paul, hold on. I have another question before we end. We see a lot of people in the roofing industry, like a lot of sales rep or employees that they are doing good, and then they think like they are being the most successful person in the world, and they decide to go open a company. They go open a company and they fail. Do you think entrepreneurship is for everybody, or do you think like it's not for everybody and it's not bad to work for a company that you are going to make more money than being a roofing business owner, 100%. And you are going to have a better life? What do you give?
There's a lot. Being an entrepreneur is not for the faint of heart. All right. It's very difficult, and there's a lot of things you got to know and learn and understand over time too. I've said this 100 times. There are many days I wished I worked for somebody else. I mean, because of the stress and stuff that can come with it. And things happen, accidents happen, stuff happens. You just go, oh my Lord, what just happened here? And I gotta figure this out. But and leaders they figure out the right way. And the question is entrepreneurship for everybody? No, they're not.
Okay.
They're not. And there's a lot of people that don't have the tenacity or the mindset to understand what it really takes when something goes wrong or there's something that pops up. They don't have the ability to process it and to figure out a way. It happens. The deal is when something happens bad or something ordinary happens, most important part is okay, what just happened? What are we gonna? What's my first thing is what am I gonna do? I gotta figure out a solution. There's always a solution to figure out, but some people can't do that, and they freak out and they go a whole different direction, and they either get mad, they either get upset, or they break down, or someone climb up. People are different. Not everybody's the same. So that's the truth. But a lot of these guys that go start I've helped many people start roofing companies, and they're some of them are not in business no more, and some of them still are. But I've heard there's a lot of guys that do want to start their companies, and I was telling them, I said, man, be ready, because it's not as easy as you think. I've got guys here that work for me that do extremely well.
Okay.
Extremely well. And we've sat down to have lunches. We talk with one another about things and business and meetings and things like that. And I'm very proud of the money that they're making, and and they're happy. And I tell them, I said, I would love to be in your shoes any day of the week where you don't have the stress of being with entrepreneurship. But but there's stress, and don't get me wrong, guys. There are moments that I'm very happy and rewarded that I have a company like I have. And so I don't want you to take it away like I'm stressed out every day or anything. It's not like that, But I'm very proud of what we have here, and there are many moments I feel very, very. I got to sit there and say this, very, very proud, just very, very happy, and that we've got a company that we have here at the moment. But once again, your question to you is not everybody can just do this, and you got to kind of watch what you're doing, and there's a lot to it. So
yeah, what I always recommend to my audience is like, you don't have to be a business owner to be successful. You can work for someone. You can make a lot of money, more money than a lot of business owners, and you are gonna have a happy life. So don't watch too much Instagram or social media guys that, oh, business owner, and I have my car, my sport car, and freedom, time freedom, like.
Right. No, it's a lot to it. So then running a company.
Yes.
A lot.
Paul, what last advice would you like to give to the homeowners or the custom builders that are out there from you?
Just, guys, once again, there's a bunch of contractors out here. Just do your research. Make sure where they're at, what they're doing, what kind of trainings do you do. I mean, there's so much you can look at. Like, we have a long list of different manufacturers that we're licensed or certified to install. Make sure that these people have done at least that. They've at least got some certifications for their company and got training for their company. There's just so much you could ask during the interview. Interview your roofers. I mean, literally sit down and interview them. And because the last thing I want to see anybody do is get burned by one. It happens more than you know, and it happens quite a bit. And we hear about horror stories all the time. And just really sit down and do your due diligence. So.
Yes, actually, fam, we have a blog with 10 questions in Ramon Roofing website. 10 questions that you need to ask your roofing contractor before you hire. So make sure you check that out, and it's all over the internet. So ask the right question to your audience. Paul, where can people contact you? Where your phone number, your office phone number, your location, so they can visit you? Where can they contact you?
Well, I'm in Fort Worth. My main office is Fort Worth, Texas. Mm-hmm. You go to our website, www.ramonroofing.com, and that's RAMON roofing.com. A lot of people want to put an E behind my name, so make sure you leave that out.
Okay.
My office number here is it's a local number. I've had it the same one I've had for 28 years. It's 817-924-1645. All right. And so then
all social media platforms.
We got all of them. We got Instagram. You can find us there. You can find us on Facebook. So make sure you go and follow us and like us there. Yes. We put a lot of great content on both of those.
Twitter
platforms.
And LinkedIn.
Twitter and LinkedIn also. You're right. Got those. And then of course I told you about my website. Oh, my office address here.
Yes.
And where we're located in Fort Worth. My office here is at 3027 Ramona. I know. I get that a lot too. Ramona Drive. No, they didn't name the street after us. It just happened that I have my main office on Ramona Drive. So it's 3027 Ramona Drive, Fort Worth, Texas, 76116. So there you go.
Are you going to have a class soon, Paul?
I just gave one a couple of weeks ago for the Dallas Business Builders Association.
Okay.
A couple of weeks ago. I don't have anything in the schedule at the moment that I can think of. I just got back literally yesterday from a Midwest Roofing Contractors Association board meeting. And so I know that we were talking about with them possibly writing a couple of articles for their magazine, their quarterly magazine that they have. So anyhow, but there's some things I know they'll be calling. I'll get the phone calls from NTRCA, or RCAT has been asking me to come down to Houston to do a metal class.
Awesome.
They
Perfect.
were talking about that, or a tile class too. So that's in the talks. When we'll see when that's going to happen. So, but there will be some stuff coming up.
And fam, another big announcement, and this is new one. This year we are going to have the book. By the end of the year, Ramon Roofing, the luxury roofing guide. So wait for it too. So we have a lot of information. Even, I want to close with this. I recommend Paul Ramon and Ramon Roofing. Even if you have a question or a consultation, just call him. You don't need to hire him. Just call him and ask for him, and ask for anything that you want to know. We want to keep you safe in this industry. Paul, thank you very much one more time, and all this information is super valuable. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.